Hello. Today we are looking at experimental and theoretical probabilities and their differences. Experimental probability is based on the results of an experiment. Um, let's have a look at an example. Imagine you have a die and you throw it 30 times. So you throw a die 30 times and you record your results in a table like that. The left column shows the outcome, which is the number on which your die landed, and the right column shows you the number of times that it has happened, or the frequency. For example, this shows that 6 times the die has landed on 1, 4 times on 2, 5 times on 3, and so on. Now, we want to see what is the experimental probability of landing, for example, on 4. That is 4, and it has happened 7 times. So, out of a total of 30 times, 7 times it has landed on 4. So the experimental probability of 4 is 7 on 30. That's how we write it, as a fraction. But theoretical probability is expected chance of an event. So it doesn't come from an experiment. It comes from what we expect based on the idea that we have from the experiment, a possible experiment. So if we look at the theoretical probability of landing this die on 4, we would reason that as we have 6 numbers on a die, on a regular die, you have all the numbers from 1 to 6. So there is a total of 6 numbers. And 4 is only one of them. So then the theoretical probability will be 1 out of 6. However, if you keep repeating an experiment for a greater number of times, then the result of experimental probability and the theoretical probability will get closer and closer. Let's have a look at another example. We have a coin which we are tossing it 12 times, and in 7 cases it lands on heads, and in 5 cases we have tails. What is the experimental probability and the theoretical probability of having a head? For experimental probability, again, we got to look at how many times a head has happened. And here they are telling us it has happened 7 times out of a total of 12. So then the experimental probability is 7 over 12. But in theory, you have only 2 possible outcomes. One is heads, one is tails. So the chance of each of them is 1 in 2. That is the theoretical probability. So 1 in 2 versus the experimental, which is 7 on 12. Thank you for paying attention.